Hey team, how we doing? This is Coach Dana Cavalea checking in with you today. And today I want to talk about the word culture, right? It's one of those words that is around workplaces, and you could find it seminars and conferences and locker rooms everywhere. It's all about culture. And, you know, like everything else in today's world, everything becomes a buzzword. And when you say words like culture, next to it, you find 25 different books and consultants that can tell you how to improve your culture. But what I want to talk about today is, really coming at it from the world of sport and talking about who is responsible for a great culture. And in my opinion, and just my experience, what I found is everybody is responsible for a great culture. A lot of people want to just pin it on leadership and say, well, it's the GM, it's the manager, it's the coach, it's this person, it's that person, bop, bop, bop. But the reality is, culture is created by every single individual, from bottom all the way to top and top all the way to bottom. That's who's responsible for a great culture. So whether you're a part of a sports team, or whether you're part of a big Fortune 500 company or a private company, or you are your own company, you're responsible for that culture. You, nobody else. When you look in the mirror, that's the person that's responsible for culture. And like I always talk about, we can't control other people and how other people behave, act, react, and present themselves. But what we can do is worry about ourselves and how we are appearing in our world and to others. And that is responsible for creating great culture. Once you understand the standards that are present in the place in which you belong, again, whether it's a sports team or corporation or whatever, it's then your job to act accordingly. And if you don't align with the standards of that entity, company, or team, it may be time for you to move on. And that's okay too, because there's somewhere out there or something that you could create where the culture will help you thrive and you will help it thrive. And that's really, when you look at the great coaches of all time, what they have a tremendous ability to do is to identify talent and put that talent together in the same room on the same team, right? Now what's important to understand is, just because that guy's really talented and that guy's really talented and that guy's really talented doesn't mean you're gonna win. When that guy's really talented and that guy is really talented and that guy's really talented, and they're playing together and they have the same goals and the same standards and the same objectives, and they carry themselves in a very similar manner, but most importantly, they have the same values or very similar values, that's when you create a thriving culture and you're set up to win. In 2009, when we won the World Series with the Yankees, it was really an incredible thing. We had some really talented players. We had some superstars, first ballot Hall of Famers on the team. And we also had some superstars from other teams joining us that year. And it was one of the most selfless, egoless teams that I've ever seen. We definitely had a lot of swag. And when I say egoless, we didn't have that negative ego. There was definitely a healthy amount of ego there. And when you put all of that together and you have a team come together focused on one goal, which is winning, that's what we did. Everybody picked each other up. When one guy had a poor performance or even failed, someone else had a great performance to help us win. And that's the power of culture. We went into every game knowing that we were going to win. And we knew that there would be some losses along the way, obviously, but our mindset was built on success. It was built on winning. And, unfortunately, what I see in today's world is where business climate or even sports climate, there's definitely a softening that's going on. And it's about, for me, I call it that kumbaya-ness that's going on. And the reality is we have to respect each other as teammates. We have to respect leadership. Always respect your leadership, right? And that's so important. But that doesn't mean we have to put our guard down too much and open ourselves up to a point where it becomes negative. And in one of my blogs, I talk about the importance of pride, the importance of confidence, and the importance of ego. And when you put that ego totally aside and work to shut it off, you actually become weaker. And that's not a positive trait of winning, or that's not how you win, and that's not how winners win. It's important to have swag. It's important to have confidence. It's important to have ego. It's important to have pride in what you do. It's just keeping all of those things in balance, and also keeping them in balance as it relates to the team and as it relates to the organizational goals and the team goals. So it's okay to be an all-star and wear that on your shirt. But when it becomes a detriment to the team and your teammates start to feel that you're bigger than the team, bigger than the goal, and bigger than them, that's when the problem starts. But some of the greatest players I've ever been around had huge egos, huge amount of pride, and had tremendous confidence, but were tremendous teammates, and they were respected by everybody. And that's what allowed for a great culture to form. Now, how many of you are a part of a really poor culture right now? Whether it's in the workplace, again, your sports team, whatever it is. My question to you is, what are you bringing to that culture? What's your responsibility for it? And are you feeling that you have that confidence and you have that ability to spark a change one person at a time, one day at a time? Can you do that? Do you have that in you? That's my question for you. And if the answer is yes, start. Go. And you know what? As you go down that road, you may also realize, hey, you know what? This culture isn't for me, or this place isn't for me. And that's okay too. And then you can take those positive attributes that you have and bring them to that next workplace to help it thrive, or that next team to help it thrive. So, in my opinion, and what I've seen and what I've experienced, is everybody is responsible for a great culture. Don't delegate it. Don't pass it on to somebody else. Take responsibility for it. And if you do, everybody has a chance to truly win and experience what winning is all about. And winning is a great thing. Winning is magical. It's amazing. It's something that we need to talk more about. And when you win, that is just something that's unforgettable. The memories that go with that, the battles that you had with those teammates and those people that are on your workforce and working next to you. It's amazing. That's what builds teams. A team oftentimes can get built as a result of winning. You know, a group that comes together, and when they win, they have a bond that goes on forever. So I want you guys to think about that. And it's just a lesson that I wanted to share with you, because, you know, these words that I see, or that are so delicately and lightly talked about, you know, culture and leadership and success. We don't want those words to just become buzzwords, because they're powerful. We have to put some meaning behind them. So I hope you enjoy this. And if you do, I hope you share it. You can find the podcast on iTunes, on Stitcher, on SoundCloud. Coach Dana Cavalea here. And I got a great book coming out this spring I want to share with you guys. It's called Becoming a Champion in Sports, Business, and Life. Business, Life, and Sports. I haven't decided on the tagline yet, but you get the point. But for today's lesson, think about culture. Think about what you bring to your culture, and think about how you can make that culture better every single day. This is Coach Dana Cavalea signing out. Talk to you guys soon. Get on the blog, danacavalea.com. Give you some daily insights and motivation, inspiration, and tips to live a great life. So I'll talk to you soon. Once again, Coach Dana Cavalea signing out.